When everything falls apart, when plans fail one by one, when effort brings no reward and hope feels like a fragile thread ready to snap, human beings have always searched for something more than logic, more than hard work, more than luck. In moments like these, people turn inward, and often, they turn toward symbols. Symbols of protection, symbols of faith, symbols of belief. Today, on Fate and Amulets, we explore one of the most mysterious and trusted objects known across cultures and centuries, the amulet people trust when everything fails. Imagine a person standing at the edge of loss, a business collapsing, relationships breaking, health weakening, dreams fading. They have tried advice, prayer, medicine, strategy, patience. Nothing seems to work. It is in this silence, when the noise of solutions fades, that many reach for an amulet. Not as a magic shortcut, but as a final anchor. Something to hold when the world offers nothing solid anymore. Amulets are not new. They did not appear in modern times or on social media trends. They are as old as human fear and hope. Archaeologists have found amulets buried with the dead, worn by warriors, carried by travelers, hidden inside clothing, sewn into pillows, and placed near newborns. From ancient Egypt to Rome, from South Asia to the Middle East, from Africa to Europe, the idea is the same: a small object believed to carry protection, strength, and unseen support. What makes the amulet people trust when everything fails different from ordinary charms is not its appearance. Often, it looks simple. Sometimes it is a stone, sometimes a symbol engraved in metal, sometimes a thread, sometimes a piece of wood or bone. Its power, according to belief, does not come from luxury or beauty. It comes from intention, history, and the deep psychological bond between the person and the object. When everything fails, people feel powerless. And powerlessness is one of the most painful human emotions. An amulet gives back a sense of control. It becomes a reminder that even when external forces are uncontrollable, inner strength can still be accessed. This is why people say, "I don't know why, but when I hold it, I feel calmer." That calmness alone can change decisions, reactions, and outcomes. Across traditions, there is often talk of a last resort amulet. Not something you use casually. Not something you show off. It is often kept hidden, worn close to the skin, or carried secretly. People believe it should only be relied upon when all doors seem closed. Some traditions say that using it too lightly weakens its effect. Others say it works best when combined with sincerity and humility. One of the most common beliefs is that an amulet does not change fate directly, but it changes the person's alignment with fate. When fear dominates, choices become desperate. When despair takes over, opportunities are missed. The trusted amulet acts like a stabilizer. It grounds the mind. It reminds the wearer that countless generations before them faced darkness and survived. There are stories passed quietly within families. A grandmother giving an amulet to her granddaughter before a difficult marriage. A father placing one in his son's pocket before a dangerous journey. A mother tying a thread around her child's wrist during illness. These are not random acts. They are acts of love mixed with belief. And belief is powerful, whether one sees it as spiritual energy or psychological strength. Many who trust this amulet say the same thing: it didn't fix everything overnight, but something shifted. Maybe they slept better. Maybe they found courage to make a hard decision. Maybe they noticed an opportunity they would have ignored before. Maybe they simply stopped panicking. And sometimes, stopping panic is the first step toward survival. On Fate and Amulets, we often remind viewers that belief systems differ, but human emotion is universal. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of the unknown, these are shared by all. The amulet becomes a universal language spoken without words. It says, "You are not alone." Even if the help it offers is symbolic, symbols can be stronger than facts when the heart is breaking. Some cultures believe the amulet absorbs negative energy. Others believe it attracts positive outcomes. Some say it connects the wearer to ancestors. Others say it works as a focus for prayer or intention. No matter the explanation, the result is similar. The person feels supported when support is otherwise absent. There is also a strict belief surrounding respect. The amulet people trust when everything fails is not treated like a toy. It is not thrown around, not mocked, not shown to those who do not understand. Respect, according to tradition, keeps the bond alive. Disrespect breaks it. This respect reinforces mindfulness, making the wearer more conscious of their actions and thoughts. Psychologists might say the amulet works through placebo and cognitive anchoring. Spiritualists might say it works through energy and destiny. Elders might simply say, "It has always worked for us." On fate and amulets, we do not dismiss any of these views. Because when someone is on the edge, explanations matter less than results. Consider someone who has failed repeatedly. Job rejections, financial losses, broken promises. They start believing they are cursed or unlucky. Carrying an amulet interrupts that story. Instead of saying, "Everything goes wrong for me," the mind slowly shifts to, "I am protected." That single shift can change posture, tone, confidence, and behavior. And behavior shapes outcomes. There is also the ritual of activation. Many traditions say an amulet becomes truly effective only after intention is set. This might involve silence, prayer, meditation, or simply a moment of honesty with oneself. The person acknowledges fear, accepts uncertainty, and commits to moving forward. The amulet becomes a witness to that commitment. Stories exist of people who removed their amulet during periods of arrogance or neglect, only to return to it during crisis. This cycle reflects human nature. We forget faith when life is smooth. We remember it when life hurts. The trusted amulet does not judge. It waits. It is important to understand that this amulet is not believed to replace effort. Those who truly trust it often say it works best when you keep trying. When everything fails does not mean you stop acting. It means you stop acting blindly. The amulet reminds you to act with patience instead of panic. On fate and amulets, we often receive messages from people saying they were skeptical, but desperate. They wore the amulet as a last option. And while not every story ends in miracles, many end in resilience. And resilience itself is a kind of victory. In a world obsessed with instant solutions, the idea of a small, silent object offering comfort seems outdated. Yet, perhaps that is why it survives. It asks nothing flashy. It promises nothing loudly. It simply stays with you when noise fails. The amulet people trust when everything fails represents humanity's refusal to surrender completely. It is a quiet rebellion against hopelessness. It says, "Even now, I choose to believe." And belief, when everything else collapses, can be the strongest foundation left. As you listen to this, you might be going through your own moment of failure. Or you might remember one. Or you might fear one is coming. Whether or not you believe in amulets, understand this: humans have always needed something to hold on to when logic runs out. Some choose faith, some choose symbols, some choose silence. Some choose all three. On fate and amulets, we do not tell you what to believe. We share why people believe, and why, when everything fails, belief itself becomes survival. If you carry an amulet, treat it as a reminder, not a replacement. A reminder that you are stronger than your worst moment. A reminder that countless people before you stood where you stand and found a way forward. A reminder that even in failure, meaning can exist. And if you do not carry one, remember this story the next time the world feels heavy. Because sometimes, all a person needs is something small enough to fit in their hand, but strong enough to hold their hope. When everything fails, people do not look for miracles. They look for something that helps them stand up one more time. For many, that something is an amulet.